Welcome to Gunners R Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
And that we are.
I just thought I'd, acclimatize you back in, just because I think you're still on American time.
Well, that's what they're saying.
I thought I'd let you feel like a little bit more at home as you spent your long weekend over there.
I did, yeah. It did help actually.
Did it?
So I do.
Did you feel like you were back there?
I appreciate.
Did you feel like you had a jet lag kind of dream, like on the plane, and you felt like you were still back there and you're still on the plane? You're not quite here. This is all a dream.
A little bit, yeah. I do like that though.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I very much appreciate it. Considering it's 10 a.m. as we go we go live every single Wednesday, 10 a.m. GMT on TikTok, the Gunners Rust podcast.
What time is it for you, though?
I don't know, but I'm still jet lagged. So I got home yesterday from Philadelphia.
Yes.
For WrestleMania, as you can see by the hat.
Woo!
If you're watching this on TikTok. And it was good. It was such a good time, but I'm definitely jet lagged because I did not want to wake up this morning.
Well, just to make it a little bit worse, it's actually 5 a.m. for you right now.
Well, that's probably why I feel very tired.
Yeah.
But hey, I'll find my way.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're live on TikTok. It's 10 a.m. It is Wednesday, so it's your day of Gunners R Us, and we've got stuff to talk about. So we got Brighton that went down in Philadelphia for me.
Oh,
the game didn't happen in Philadelphia, but I was. And we had the Bayern match last night, and we're about to preview some matches this weekend. I've got some stories from Philadelphia. So
you had a hell of a weekend.
We'll start with the Brighton game because I thought that was a really professional kind of performance.
It was a get the job done kind of performance.
And as you are Arsenal fans that are listening to this, our James from Gunner Blog, he was a part of Arscast, and I met him in Philadelphia as I landed.
Absolute legend.
He's a legend. And we kind of exchanged numbers, kind of said we'll go to the Misconduct Tavern, which is the home of Philadelphia Gooners.
Quick question, though, before you carry on with that story. How did it feel hearing his voice, like, in person? Because I know we've relied on his voice a lot at work and, like, day-to-day, listening to him talk about Arsenal. So how was it hearing that in person?
It was an experience because I felt like the whole weekend in Philadelphia, you heard a lot of voices that you didn't, but you know very well, but you don't put a face to them. Sorry, in the TikTok, I'm sure I've seen you two wrestle before. You have.
You have?
Yes, you have.
You have.
It was very odd. And there was another guy by the name of David Shoemaker in the wrestling community. He was talking in a lobby that I was in. And it was very odd to hear.
Yeah.
Like when you meet see a Radio 1 DJ on TV. And you're kind of like, this is odd.
Because we rely on podcasts quite a lot. We have done for years. So like the voices of certain people resonate in your ears day to day.
Yeah.
Like, so it is odd to put a face.
He is one of them. And obviously he does the On the Whistle on YouTube, James Gunner Blog. So I've kind of started to see what he looked like. Because before I just listened to it, I'm a Patreon for Arscast. And so I recognized him. We kind of just chatted a little bit at the airport. And then we exchanged numbers and we said we're going to meet up at the Misconduct Tavern, home of Philadelphia Gooners. And as you're an Arsenal fan, poorly drawn Arsenal is a Philadelphian. And they've got a preseason game coming up that James and Andrew are going to be at in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the end of July. They're back in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
So, we do that, whatever happens. And then the next couple of days, myself, along with Elton Prince from the WWE, West Ham and / Arsenal kind of fan, went along to the Misconduct Tavern. We met up with James. There was only about 10 of us in there. We were a bit like, this is a bit.
Yeah, when you sent me the video, I was like, it seems very empty.
It's very empty. And we kind of watched the game, and we'll get into that game now, but I'll just kind of start with the story. It went really well, and it was 3-0. We all chatted, and we were having a great time. And right at the end, James got a message from Philadelphia Gooners, the actual fan club, and said it was a shame he didn't make it. And he said, oh, well, I'm here. And they said, well, where? And he was like, at the bar. And they said, well, you're not. And they sent a picture. And there's about 300 to 400 Arsenal fans in the Misconduct Tavern, 2 blocks away. And apparently it turns out there is 2 Misconduct Taverns or multiple Misconduct Taverns in Philadelphia.
That is so confusing.
And one of them very much isn't an Arsenal one. But there was only Arsenal fans in our one.
There was a smattering.
Yeah, so the same people did the same thing that we did.
Yeah.
But hey,
that would have been very awkward, I think, if you had gone to the really busy one with a WWE superstar on WrestleMania weekend and also James from Gunner Blog. in that situation where Arsenal and wrestling collided in Philadelphia for that one-time occasion, that would have been fireworks.
100%. I think it was a happy accident.
Yeah.
We'll take the happy accident because it was very nice. And James last night WhatsApped a picture of the tavern for the Bayern game.
Did he?
And there was a lot of people.
Oh, goodness me.
It was fine. It was fine. And again, if you are an Arsenal fan and you're an Arscast fan, you probably heard this story from the other side from James because he told it on the post Brighton Arscast Extra. And I think on the whistle, he explained it as well because he did it in the hotel room after he left us. And I think last night he did it on the whistle for Bayern and he showed you inside the real Misconduct Tavern just briefly. So
well, at least he got a taste of both, you know?
He very much did.
What a lovely crossover, though, that is. Like,
it is bizarre.
A podcast that we listen to a lot for a lot of our Arsenal information and to get psyched for games, to break down games afterwards. That's a lovely crossover. And that was actually of the whole weekend and everything you did. That was the one thing that...
It was bizarre, wasn't it?
I was marking out for.
It was very bizarre. I got a picture on the Rocky steps with him.
Okay, so if there was a bingo card before you left for Philadelphia,
that wasn't it.
That wasn't something I would have imagined would have been on it.
If you'd said, "What do you reckon might happen?" I really didn't think it was that. But yeah, like I said, you can hear that story on Arscast, so go check that out. And also, hey, this is our side of the story on this, and hopefully we'll get James on the podcast eventually because
that would be good.
I can pester him now because I got his number.
Does he know Goldbridge at all?
I don't. I think he quite finds Goldbridge quite funny because he brought Goldbridge up. But I'll happily just have James on because hey, and he's a good guy and really, really lovely guy. Considering we'd never met, and we spent about 3-4 hours together that weekend, and it was like we'd known each other for a long time.
That's
along with Owen Prince. So
how weird is it though that there is such a wrestling like WWE crossover with Arsenal? Because before Mania weekend, a lot of the Arsenal fans I follow on Instagram, a lot of the more prominent Arsenal fans, the ones that are like responsible for retro shirts and things like that, they were all heading out there. And then also the main reason I found James...
Probably all in the real Misconduct Tavern.
They probably were.
Yeah.
And the only reason I found James originally on Instagram after listening to the podcast for a while was because he did a Bray Wyatt tribute around the time Bray Wyatt passed.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought, oh, wow, he's a wrestling fan as well. And then also the guy who does the halftime songs at the Emirates plays wrestling songs. Shout out, played Cody Rhodes last night for the Bayern Munich game.
You have to.
It's weird crossover.
It is a very weird crossover. And so we'll kind of jump into Brighton now just for a second. The game was odd because we were chatting and kind of... I'm very meticulous with an Arsenal game. I'll sit in a kind of similar chair. I have a scarf on, granddad's hat, the shirt, everything.
You should post a picture I took of you last night because you were very cold and jet lagged.
Yeah, I'm very a nervous watcher. Like, kind of want to kind of check. You know, it was. I don't know. I'm very meticulous with the kind of what's the word? Like,
seating arrangement.
Yeah, but what's that? Superstition.
Superstition. Yeah.
And then I also like to break down how they're playing.
Yeah.
When you're in a bar like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really fully watching
distracted,
which was very relieving because I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
And it was very relieving because we then also won.
Yeah.
So, goal happens. We score a penalty. I thought it was a penalty. Again, I haven't watched this back since I was in the bar.
Yeah.
As James was mentioning, because we didn't have commentary, he was like, why do they keep showing that again and again and again?
Yeah.
So I assume they were making a point of it, but it was a penalty. Not if you're just joining on the TikTok live, we're not talking about the Bayern game yet. So don't jump at me for that. It was definitely a penalty.
We'll get to that one.
We're talking about Brighton. And then we scored with Havertz, made it 2. And then as De Zerbi put it after the game, at 2-0, the game was finished.
Ooh.
So he very much thought, it was white flag time. And then Trossard ran it in from, halfway the pitch. And again, James did mention this on the Arscast, but in the bar, we couldn't really see. I don't know. We kind of all looked at once. We all thought it was Jorginho running through on goal. It was a very bizarre feeling that how's he going to make it to the goal? Like that kind of feeling.
I think his legs would have gone.
But it was Trossard, and he still he didn't hit his trademark celebration because it was Brian, but he very much did a very arrogant celebration, and I feel like he doesn't like Brian that much.
But I feel like they're very mean to him since he left. I think the crowd were on him.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. But I mean, I'm happy for Trossard. Very happy for the result because the result was. We again in the bar we were chatting about what we had earmarked as potential drop points.
Yeah,
and I had Man United away, Tottenham away, and Brighton away as the 3 earmarked dropped points, either draws or losses.
They have been a bogey team, and there's a bogey stadium for us.
Yeah, we all kind of agreed on it. And the other ones were, for Man United and City, I think everyone kind of earmarked the Man United Liverpool game, but we didn't really have faith in it, especially after Man United's midweek. I was on a plane during this. Chelsea 4-3.
Yeah.
With Man United.
Wild game.
I haven't seen any of that back yet, but
that was fun.
I was on a plane. I got the Wi-Fi. I was watching the games, and there was a Man United fan behind me.
Oh.
And I spotted the jacket. I said, I'm watching the game. I said, you're 2-0 down. I think they were 2-0 down at one point.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, brilliant. And then literally, I came off the game because we were going to land. When I landed, I think I said, it's now 2. No, I said, it's 2-1.
Yeah.
You've got one back. And they were like, oh, cool. Then we went through visa control, everything like that. And I saw them in the next bit. And it was this woman just goes, 3-2 Man United. And I went, oh, wow, that's good. She goes, yeah, we're going to win. Because it was like 90 minutes.
It was close, yeah.
And then I walked out the airport 3
Yeah.
minutes later. And that's when James walked out and he goes, it's 4-3. And I was like, what? How did that happen? Yeah, it was a very, very it was a very odd situation. But I mean, considering that happened to them, I didn't have any faith. I personally had no faith in them to get a result against Liverpool. But Tom, I thought it was Tom joined. It's Tom Titz joined.
Tom Tit.
Tom Tit. I don't think that's our Tom. I wish it was.
Tom will be in.
Hey, Tit, I'm just as happy for you.
Yes, Tit.
Yeah, I don't know, but so make sure the Brighton game, and then I watched the other one in the hotel room. That Liverpool game was mad because once they went 1-0 up, I thought that's curtains.
Yeah.
And then I went down to get a DoorDash.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Fernandez had scored from the halfway line or something.
I think I was currently in the shower when it happened as well.
Yeah, I missed it. And then Mainu scores an unreal goal.
Yeah.
And then Wan-Bissaka proceeds to be the biggest idiot of a left back. Tom has joined. Real Tom has joined.
It's like he was listening.
Tom, we're very happy.
We're on. He's already put 2-2 in the chat.
It's Tom.
It's like we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
We were literally just talking about.
We were talking about you, Tom. He said we were going to win against Brighton.
He did, yeah.
And what happened?
We won.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the Wan-Bissaka. I mean, as a neutral fan, I haven't got more visibly angry, watching a neutral game.
Yeah,
I say neutral. It was we were pretty much very
Man United fans on that. We were positively Man United.
We were. And I've never got more visibly mad about something. Not because, I know a lot of the footage has shown he didn't really make contact with the player.
Well, he dangled a leg, and we're going to get to that in the Bayern game.
Well, the fact that he even 10 minutes to go, Liverpool were not actually creating anything.
Yeah.
There was nothing. It would have just petered out that game. He went to ground in the box.
I know.
Wild. Wild decision making. Wild. And I know we're trying to be positive Man United, but the game's over now, so I don't care.
It's crazy.
The commentators are bringing up a lot. The coaching. We've talked about this a lot with Ten Hag, that team, their decision making, their maturity at certain points in the game. It's non-existent.
Someone said online, they were like, I'm an Arsenal fan, and obviously defensively, we'll get to the Bayern game, but defensively, we're very good. And he said, I don't know how many watch this every week because this is chaos.
Well, they literally said the Man United players are all standing in the wrong positions and not running.
Yeah, it's crazy. We got C note in the chat on TikTok. AWB's tackle was never a pen. Elliot was prepping for a dive. You can see it.
I think it was a dive.
I think it was to an extent, but I mean, when someone dives in like that, there's this case in football where you have to allow the ref to know what's gone wrong.
Yeah.
And if someone jumps in like that, they kind of deserve to give away a penalty.
Yeah.
I don't think he makes contact. I think Harvey Elliott could run. He could just run. He doesn't need to go near the player. He could get away. But I mean, when someone jumps in like that, he's there to leave his leg there and just allow you to go through it. But yeah, I don't think he makes contact. I think it isn't a dive. I do think it's a penalty. I didn't question it at the time. I just said, well, it's just an idiot. It's a dive. So what a stupid.
Why even give the ref a decision to make?
Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, 2-2 leaves us on top of the pack.
Very helpful. Thank you, Man United, though. You did enough of a job.
And Elton Prince would want me to say Mateta tried his best to get us a result.
He did
against City.
He tried.
Against City. But I don't know. It was just a very, it was a good weekend for Arsenal, really, because we ended up on top of the pack. When you look at the 3 games this week, we've got Arsenal Villa at home, everyone's at home. Liverpool, Palace, and City, Luton.
Yep.
I'd say of the three, we're least likely to get all three.
Yeah.
Then maybe Liverpool and then City at home against Luton should do the job.
It's gonna be a tough weekend.
But I mean, at the end of this weekend, we could very much kind of be in the exact same position with another 6 games to go. It's so wildly tight. What a title race that is.
It's the fact that there's 7 games to go, and it's still somewhat in our hands.
Yeah.
Like all we have to do is win.
Yeah.
Cup final, cup final, cup final, cup final, cup final, cup final, and with the goal difference, as providing we do win those games, the goal difference should stay pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's in our hands. That's terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. It's so tough, and I think I had this conversation with someone in America about the VAR, because I just seen it come through on the chat from CNET VAR operatives, stuff like this, and VAR is kind of failing. I think VAR was non-existent in the Bayern game. We're going to get to that now.
Yeah.
But as far as like the Harvey Elliott one, the problem is, if you polled 100 people, is that a penalty? Is it not? 50% of people would say he doesn't touch him, it's a dive.
Yeah.
50% of people would say it's a Stonewall penalty.
Yeah.
That, I think, is the issue. I think VAR is an issue, but I think the issue is we don't know the rules. They've never made them clear. Like, is a penalty, rashly jumping in and, minimally touching someone? Is a penalty have to be that you have to clear someone out?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same with handball. They've kind of made a point to say, if it comes off your body, then hit your hand, that's not a penalty. And they've kind of stuck to that 100%, except for Newcastle, who got screwed with that in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And we did against Chelsea. Saliba headed it onto his own hand and they gave a penalty.
Yeah.
But other than that, they've been fairly good with just sticking to that.
Yeah.
And as long as they can say this is a penalty and then stick to it,
yeah,
it's not like rugby. Because it was Kieran I was talking to in the hotel room about it, because he was saying how he struggles to watch football because of the reffing. And it is true, but with like rugby, there's clear rules.
Yeah.
And they stick with them. No one questions it. If the ref says, Matt, that's the rule, everyone goes, okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you'll watch one game and you'll go, yeah, do you know, I like that. And then you watch the next game and they ref it completely different.
It's grey still, somehow.
And they say things like, Tuchel's talking about a ref saying last night he couldn't give a penalty because it's a quarter final. If refs are thinking like that, it shows you the problem throughout football is you can't go, for example, we're looking at this week's games, Brentford, Sheffield United. I can give a penalty for anything in that game.
Yeah.
But Liverpool versus Palace has too many implications. Can't give a penalty. That's awful.
That's human error.
Every game should be ref the exact same, no matter the level. And I think that is genuinely, I think VAR is bad, but I think it's bad that we don't all agree on all the rules anyway. Like none of us can. They'll go to the pundits, And again, talking of that, we'll get to the Bayern game now with the Saka penalty. We'll start with the Saka penalty before we get to the performance as a whole.
Yeah.
We've got people talking about picking up the ball after the whistle. I personally, looking at that game, I think Arsenal are lucky to an extent.
Yeah.
I think the draw is probably a fair result.
Yeah.
I desperately wanted to win that. I wish Saka had just shot to avoid all this stuff we got today. Does he dangle his leg, towards the goalie? Yeah. Does the goalie try to trip him? Yeah. Is he running at fast pace? And, if you're running directly forward and you want to change direction and go that way so you can kick the ball in the net, where do you have to put your leg?
Yeah, you have to kind of plant it and go.
You have to put your leg towards the goalie so you can actually find the ground.
Yeah.
He can't find the ground because the goalie puts his leg out.
Yeah.
So therefore he falls.
I think the problem...
I personally think it probably is a penalty. The handball one, as much as I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans, big Arsenal kind of content creators, saying that we got away with the Gabriel one. But the problem is, if you watch that game, Bayern Munich did that 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So did we. Both teams were deciding whether the goalie takes it or the defender takes it, depending on where their centre forwards set up.
Yeah. And
just because the whistle blows doesn't mean that means you can move the ball. How many times have you seen a ref blow the whistle and then David Beckham picks the ball up again and replaces it a little bit because he wants it better? That's not a handball to the other team.
You've also got to take in that situation. You've also got to take the situation into account. Like for a fact, Gabriel isn't trying to get away with anything by moving that ball.
No, he's just passing him the ball so he could take the goal kick.
I think that was sportsmanship. Yeah. You understand the game and how it, like you said with Beckham, if he was going to replace a free kick after the whistle, the referee would know he's not trying to get away with picking the ball up.
No, there's no benefit to it. If they were charging into the box to shut him down and he did it.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to go, oh no, we haven't taken it yet.
Yeah.
But no one is. No one's even close. They're just watching from 20, 25 yards away. And if you watch the whole game, both teams did it. The goalie passed it to them and they picked it up, replaced it, and they did it. It was nearly every goal kick was the exact same.
Yeah.
I don't really get why we're even talking about that one, but I do think Bayern should have had a penalty.
Yeah.
I think Odegaard on Kane, from a corner, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
That was a blatant penalty. He's not watching the ball. He's hugging him.
Yeah.
And he's pulling him to the ground. I have no clue why they didn't give that.
And VAR checked it because the ref did signal. And that is the one thing I'll say about Champions League VAR. It seems non-existent, but they are very fast to make decisions, which I do appreciate. The speed at which they come to a conclusion and get it done makes it seem like it's not even happening.
Yeah.
But he did point to his ear. He did say no penalty, which I was very surprised about because he does blatantly grab him and pull him to the ground. So, Bayern should have had a penalty there.
Another a really good point from Fast Run 14. But should Kane have even been on the pitch to win that penalty? He definitely, that's a 100% red card. He looks at the player, he throws an elbow, hits him in the chin and neck. And it's not the first time Kane's done that against Gabriel in a Tottenham shirt.
Yeah. I will say Kane does make a habit of these little, like, backing in elbows. He does do that a lot.
I'm just surprised at how kind of malicious that was. Because if we both went up for it, he never even attempts to get the ball.
Yeah,
he stares at the player, and then when Gabriel goes to header, he just elbows him. It's a clear red card, but I think Bayern should have had a clear penalty.
Yeah,
I think we could have had a penalty. I think the handball thing is just stupid.
Yeah,
and I think the elbow is an elbow.
They're kind of confused.
But overall, I think it all kind of just merges together, and it's 2-2. No one got a penalty. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it just kind of evens itself out. Shouldn't be like that. I think the ref should be better. But I mean, everyone in this chat, we're all disagreeing on whether that's a red card or whether Kane's wants a penalty, whether the handball wants a penalty. The fact that we're all arguing it is nothing to do with bias. It's the fact that we don't fully understand what the rules are.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I could show you 6 times that the handball thing with Gabriel happened. I could probably show you 2 other times where the Odegaard thing happened. Yeah. That's what's frustrating. I could show you Harvey Elliott going down to Wan-Bissaka, and I could show you Saka. One's a penalty, one's not apparently. But we all still can't agree. So it's a very... it's an odd one. Yeah, it looks like Saka kicks it, but I mean, from certain angles, you can see he's just trying to plant his leg so he can actually get around the goalie.
Yeah,
because he's running it fast. It's really difficult to judge. If Bayern got it, the way I always try to say is, if the other team got that decision, would I be annoyed? If in the 90th minute Kane did what Saka did, I would say, why are we so stupid?
Yeah.
Why did we give away a penalty? I wouldn't have even questioned that was a penalty.
Or even the mistake that led to it.
Yeah.
Like you'd be questioning the team on the mistake that even led to that, because they made a big mistake.
Yeah, they just came loose. And sorry, good morning, Letty. Yeti. Yeti's in it every single week, so I appreciate you being in it.
Yes.
I think overall, I think 2-2's fair. I think the ref was good/bad. That's what I'm kind of taking away from all of it, is I'm so confused because there's so many decisions in that game. Potential 2 more penalties to Bayern Munich. Like their penalty, by the way, was stonewall.
Yeah.
Their goal was a massive mistake. Both of the goals were mistakes that they pounced on. I think both of our goals were very nice goals. But as far as the decisions go, I don't know. It was, some people came away saying that ref was really good last night.
Yeah.
Some people came away saying he just bottled all the major decisions. I don't. And the thing is, I don't know. That's why I'm kind of going, do you know what? No one got sent off. No other penalties happened. 2-2, probably fair. I genuinely am confused as a fan of what was supposed to happen.
I think in the end, it does. And I think in the end, the draw was the fair result. But I think, like you said, with VAR, with the refereeing, there's still so many human error elements to these things. Like, referees are making decisions on the spot based on like the game state or like how big the game is, things like that. I can understand how a referee would look at the potential Gabriel handball and kind of go, get on with it. Like, he's not doing anything there.
I don't think I've ever seen a penalty given for that.
No. And I understand if you're trying to be black and white. Yeah, fair. Like, you might have to give it. But I understand also a referee making a decision, and albeit a very inexperienced referee at that level. Apparently, I think that was one of his first Champions League games, which is wild to put him in a quarterfinal.
At that level. Yeah, it's mad.
But for him to make that decision in the moment with the handball is quite impressive. Like to take the pressure on and say, no, get on with it. He's clearly not doing something intentional. With the Kane one, some weeks that might be given, some weeks that might not be. With the penalty at the end, you do question if he came to the conclusion of, I can't give that at the end of this game, such a big game. But the thing that blew my mind most about that is I know there is a rule where if the referee gives it on the field, VAR then have to come in and decide whether or not it's enough to turn over.
Yeah.
With the Wan-Bissaka one, very similar to the Neuer Saka one. At full speed on the pitch, there's no way that referee didn't think that was a penalty, because at that speed, he can't see that Saka might have dangled a leg. All he can see is
there's loud contact.
Yeah. So on the field,
whether it's Saka kicking him or not, it's but he would have heard it. Yeah.
So on the field, same with the Wan-Bissaka one. Wan-Bissaka goes to ground, referee gives it immediately.
Yeah.
VAR looks at it. There's no contact, but they can't overturn it. That's fair. I think that's fair. If he feels on the field that's a penalty, that's the way to go. VAR can't do anything about it. Fair enough. And it should have been a penalty because of what he did. It was stupid.
Yeah.
With the Neuer Saka one, on the field, no way he doesn't see that's a penalty in real time.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he give it and then leave it to VAR to figure out?
To go, do you know, he dangled a leg. Yeah.
Which is the right thing to do, which makes me feel like he did bottle it. He did kind of go, I can't, that's too much at this late stage.
Yeah.
Move on and let VAR figure it out for me. But the speed in which he blows up the whistle afterwards, I don't know how quickly VAR would have come to a conclusion. I know they're very quick in the Champions League.
I think of, do you remember Bruno Fernandes? They got a penalty. There was a game where the game ended. It was like 10 minutes later, they took a penalty and they won the game. Yeah. It's odd. It literally, I look through the chat here, it's literally never a pen, Stonewall pen, never a pen, Stonewall pen. What about the Gabriel one? No, not a pen. It's definitely a pen. That's all I'm seeing is the fact that no one's agreeing. Yeah. You know, because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not being biased. The Saka one, if it was the other way around, 100%, I think it's a pen. Yeah. If Kane did that, I'd be sitting there going, why did we do that? I wouldn't be sitting there going, it's a dive. Yeah. The Gabriel one, if we got a penalty for that, I'd be laughing, going, that's hilarious. How did they give that? Yeah. So if I can look at it that way, but I could also say Kane should have a penalty with Odegaard. He really does wrestle him to the ground. He does, yeah. So, you know, it's not a bias thing, it's a confusion thing. I think we don't really fully get what's happening, if that makes sense. The Raya one, I'm interested. If he picked the ball up and threw it to Gabriel, would everyone be saying that's an indirect free kick because Raya picked the ball up after it was the whistle blown? Probably. But it's not, is it? Because everyone, like, for example, do you know what happens every corner? Whistle blows, then they go and rearrange the ball 3 times. Yeah. Does that mean we're going to keep getting free kicks on corners? Because they have to start going, you know, you rearrange that ball as a handball, the ball was in play. The ball isn't in play. I don't really, people, but the thing is, I might be missing something because people, even Arsenal fans, are saying, God, we got away with that. And but I feel like I saw that 3 or 4 times. So it's very... It's
a tough one, because from certain angles, I can understand the argument of Saka dangling the leg, because we've been done over by the dangling of the leg. Like you said last night, Jamie Vardy made a career of it. Harry Kane has done it numerous times.
Harry Kane does it every single week.
And it's usually given. It's usually given. But the problem is with that one, from certain angles, Saka's leg does...
It looks like he just does like an MMA leg kick to Neuer.
But what I feel like they're not taking into consideration is from the other angle, you can clearly see Neuer stick his leg out.
Neuer does stick his leg. They both stick their legs out.
Yeah.
Which some could say they both do something wrong. Let's let it play on. But I do think because Saka's the aggressor and he's running fast and he has to change direction, he has to stick his leg towards Neuer. You can't just all of a sudden appear next to Neuer.
Yeah.
You have to actually try and change direction. But I don't know.
You've also got to take into consideration world-class football players' decision-making. Like, there's no in that moment, there's no reason for Saka to want a penalty.
That's what I think people are confused by. I think it's why would he try and win a penalty as opposed to just kicking it in?
Which tells me he wasn't trying to win a penalty.
Because I'm fairly sure he'd rather just kick it into an empty net and run off celebrating as opposed to having to take a really horribly...
high-pressure penalty.
High-pressure penalty. I don't know. At the end of the day, I think if any team was maybe slighted in that game, it was probably Bayern. Because they probably had 2 decisions that could have gone their way, and we probably had 1.
Yeah.
The fact that none were given, I'll take it as an Arsenal fan. I thought we were good. I thought we were naive on defending, which is odd because I think that's the one thing you'd say we definitely aren't this year. So to take the 2-2 after how badly we defended in that first half, I'm very happy with it. I don't think we could ask for more. Obviously, if Saka smashes that in instead of going into Neuer, we'll be laughing going in with a 1-goal benefit. But 2-2, it's a 0-0. It's a brand new game. We have to just essentially go to the Allianz and win.
Where there's actually Bayern Munich fans this time.
Well, that's yeah. Which I don't think is a big issue. Like, look at the way Bayern just played. Bayern are not as good as Arsenal this year.
No.
Bayern just went to the Emirates. They had 60,000 Arsenal fans, and they scored 2 goals in the first half.
Yeah.
So it's possible. We're just as good as Bayern.
Yeah.
If not better.
That's the beauty.
We can go to there. Dortmund have won there. Leverkusen have won there. It's possible. So that it's not. We're not out of the tie. It's not 10 years ago where we're like, oh, we're going to get smashed 5-0.
Yeah.
We might, but I don't feel that way. I feel more,
confident.
Yeah, I feel more. I feel like I'm trying to put an equivalent of Premier League. It's like going to, because they're not as good as City and Liverpool.
No.
It's like having to go to, I don't want to say Aston Villa and upset anyone.
No.
But do you know what I mean? Like, it's like going to Stamford Bridge and trying to get a result. I know they're a lot better than Chelsea this year, but it's that kind of game. It's not impossible. Like when you think of the Etihad and the Anfield, you're like, oh, we can't win there. We can only draw it at a max. I think it's a step down from that. Yeah. So it can be won.
Yeah.
Whether we will, I do not know. But I mean, it's going to be an interesting week because at the start of last week, we drew against City. We beat Luton. We've beaten Brighton. We've drawn against Bayern.
Yeah.
We're still undefeated this year.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, only conceded 4 goals. We've only conceded less than 20 shots on our goal.
Yeah.
In all comps, we've drawn twice.
Yep.
Won like 9.
Yeah.
It's we've done so well to even be in this. With the fact that we're even top of the league is mad.
It's still very positively Arsenal.
It's honestly, we were so out of this title race in December because we lost those couple games. Played really well against West Ham at the Emirates. Still lost. Went away to Fulham and had the worst performance of the year. And deservedly lost that one.
Yeah.
Went away to Dubai, and then we had just been a different team. But last night was the first time I thought we showed a little bit of Arsenal.
Yeah, top level stuff. That was my biggest takeaway from that game. That's the first time I've watched Arsenal in the Champions League against Bayern Munich and not been terrified. Yeah, that is my biggest takeaway.
That's the benefit. By the way, I misspoke. We lost to Porto this year. We're in that area. If that does that make sense? Like, we are good enough now to compete for things like Champions Leagues, I think, and the Premier League.
Yeah.
No matter what happens this year, next year will be fun. Because we're going to improve on the likes of. I think Kivior might have showed his level last night a little bit. I think he got so tight to. I think it was Sane.
Yeah.
For the first goal, or no, the second goal when he kind of. When you think Saka backing into his fullback, when Ben White plays it to his feet, the guy either fouls Saka or forces him to go back to Ben White.
He very rarely.
The only time he can turn is if he turns infield and then he has to try and get away.
Yeah,
and then he does like a sweeping move to other players. But for Sane to turn him and then just run all the way to the goal, can't be done. And I thought Zinchenko came in and actually did all right defensively.
Yeah,
but he does worry me. Talking with James in the bar, we were kind of talking about the fact that when you looked at Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Partey, they were so integral last year. If they weren't playing, which they didn't for a period of time, you kind of felt like we had no chance of winning a game. Whereas now, when they play, as fun as they are, you kind of go, "Oh, we're going to give away a goal." Like I had found myself last night with Zinchenko. They were kicking the ball only to Zinchenko to hope he'd make a mistake. But Zinchenko going forward, I didn't think was necessarily great last night. I don't think he's at the level he was last year with the passes.
No,
but Partey was the same. I thought we need to bring Partey on because he will be more direct in defeat. And he was. But he might also give you away a goal because he will go too direct. Last year, if he didn't play, I was like, I don't know how we're going to win this.
Yeah.
So we've moved up another level. And I think, that's a good sign because when we moved on from likes of Mustafi and Socrates and Kolasinac, we thought, we've made an improvement to Maitland-Niles and, Bellerin.
Yeah.
And then you make another jump to, Tierney. And you go to another league good as Zinchenko. Now we're at a point where it's like, I think Tomiyasu has to play in Munich. And each year we're kind of improving every position. And that's a really good sign. And I thought Musiala was unreal for Bayern Munich last night.
Ridiculous.
I mean, if he came into Arsenal in some capacity, because I know he's looking to move on and Liverpool are looking at him.
Yeah.
If he was to come to Arsenal as in the left 8 and you had Rice, Musiala and Odegaard, I think that would be one of the best midfields in Europe.
When it starts, when you put together a midfield like that, it starts to look, and this is like a compliment to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
it starts to look like what you'd expect from a Real Madrid midfield.
Yeah, their midfield's unreal as well. And that game with City, I mean, putting these two games on at the same time is unreal.
Yeah,
like just such good games.
Both games were almost identical as well. Like the English team would go up, the other team would come back. Like it was identical games.
In the group in the chat here, Sane was the best player in the field. I do agree. I don't know why he got taken off.
Yeah.
I was relieved when they took off Sane because I thought he was the real problem. But in the away leg, I must say that there's a couple levelers. Saka, I do think, hurt himself with this penalty. And it wasn't necessarily the kick. I think it was the landing. He gets his ankle like underneath him. And I'm a bit worried about that.
Gets caught in the grass.
Yeah. But I mean, on that right-hand side, well, their left side, but our right-hand side attacking it, there'll be no Alphonso Davies and there'll probably be no Gnabry on that side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a massive change for them because that's going to have to be, I think it's Guerrero, is it? Yeah. Maybe it's the fullback now. They might move maybe Sane or Koeman over that side, but I don't know. But it's certainly going to be easier to get at than it was last night.
It's only a week apart as well, isn't it? It's next Wednesday.
And Alphonso Davies is so hard to get past, like generally. And he got an early booking and he dealt with that comfortably the rest of the game. And that's where Saka has to be more direct.
Yeah.
And I thought Trossard just looks so sharp compared to Martinelli when he was on.
There's talk that people think Trossard should start. Do you? Because I have an opinion on this. I think he's more of an impact player. Because I've seen him start some games and it's not the same effect as when he does get brought on. So do you start Trossard in that one, or do you rely on him more as what he did last night and bring him on as an impact?
I really don't know. I think if we started in Munich with. When is it? Next Tuesday?
Next Wednesday, I think. It's not normally the same day. It's normally the other day.
That's what I thought. I'm just going to check it. I would probably start with the same... Oh, could you do that? I would probably start with Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White. And I think I'd play Tomiyasu left back because he's that perfect mix of when you look at Zinchenko's better going forward than Kivior.
Yeah.
But Tomiyasu's better defending than both of them.
Yeah.
But Tomiyasu's probably better than Kivior going forward. So you go... Tomiyasu's that middleman that's probably the strongest, of the three.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. And I think midfield, I would potentially go. I think Rice has to be the deepest six.
Yeah.
Because it's when Jorginho was there, I thought the athleticism, I think he was getting bypassed as much as I like Jorginho. So I think Rice has to sit. I think therefore you have to bring Havertz into left 8 with Odegaard.
Yeah.
Jesus, I thought was unreal when he came on. Saka probably will start because he does.
Yeah.
The left, I don't know. That's the one. Because if we're going to sit back and defend,
it's
going to be tough.
Do you want to have a look?
Yeah. It's going to be tough. If we're sitting back to defend, you almost want Martinelli for the
counter.
The counter.
We weren't really using the left-hand side at all in the first half of that game last night. I know they like
it's next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Yeah, it's normally alternating days. We weren't really using the left-hand side last night with Martinelli that much. I don't know if they just wanted to highlight Saka and Davis. Obviously, after the yellow card specifically as well, they were probably trying to.
Trossard has to start from Yeti.
Yeah.
I think we do. And obviously, next Wednesday, Gunners Rush will be back iTunes and Spotify if you haven't already, and live on TikTok. We will be previewing Bayern Munich this time next week if you want to kind of get yourself ramped up, ready for the Bayern game next week. So, but that's what we kind of think we're going to do. Yeah. I think it's possible to win there. I don't think we're out this tie. But it's tougher than if we had won 4-0 last night.
Yeah, and it did feel that way. Like at the start, it did feel like it was going that way without the
I think as Arteta said, if Ben White scores that, I think it's a very different game. But hey, he didn't score it, and I don't think he did anything wrong because he's a fullback. He's not going to just. I've seen forwards miss those exact same chances.
It's all in the history books now. We move on. We go again. It's a draw. We start in the game again. It's 0-0.
Yeah. And what we're going to do is after this very short break, we're going to get into the prediction league.
Yeah.
This prediction league is 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole weekend. We're back to normal kind of weekends at the minute. And we'll be previewing that after this short break from SeatGeek.
Shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring. We recently became a brand ambassador for them. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. They have a 0 to 10 score on each ticket to know if you're getting a good or bad deal. Green is good, red is bad. Plus, our listeners get $20 off their first ticket purchase with our code TBA Wrestling. Click the link in the description to download the app. Remember code TBA Wrestling. Thanks again to SeatGeek.
Thank you, SeatGeek, for that advert. We enjoy doing that every single week.
It's the highlight of my week, doing that little jig.
Yeah, TBA Wrestling. You get that $20 off. But we are here at the Prediction League. This is where every single week, Joe, myself, and Simon, who is not with us, he is in New York starting the rehearsals for his big show upcoming.
We thought he was busy before.
Yeah, now he's very busy. We'll still try and get him on before the end of the season, obviously.
Yeah.
So the Prediction League. There was 15 games that we predicted last week.
Okay.
I can tell you that you and I got 8 out of 15.
I think that happened last week as well. We nearly got the same.
Yeah, we both got 5, yeah. And then this week, Simon got 11.
Oh, wow.
So he's actually made some ground this week.
Maybe being busy just keeps his brain ticking.
Maybe. He got 100. He's on 125.
Okay.
I'm on 132, so he's only 7 behind now. And you're on 143, so he's still 11 ahead.
Yeesh.
And you've only got 7 weeks but 70 games.
I've just got to win out. Every game's a cup final.
You got 70 games to close it out, basically.
Fantastic.
But you're doing very well.
I wish my betting would.
Yeah, I bet Simon thought that if he could have picked 11 games. Cool. So, Prediction League, it will start here. The midday game is Newcastle versus Spurs.
That's a bit of fun.
Guys in the TikTok chat, if you want to give us your predictions, obviously, to help us kind of make up ours.
Yeah.
Newcastle versus Spurs is the first one. What's the score? We don't have to do score. We'll just do winners and loss.
Yeah.
But you guys give us the scores. I think this could be a trip up for Spurs.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Spurs have been on and off. They've been kind of, I say it every week, they're very inconsistent. At home, they very much get nervous. They do win well away, and obviously Newcastle got all these injuries.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I fancy Newcastle at midday. I think that could be a real, hiccup for Spurs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Newcastle.
Okay.
I think it'd be good. I'll definitely be watching it.
Yeah, they seem to be putting on some good midday Saturday games lately. I tend to think that looks fun. I'll definitely watch that one.
Yeah.
It pains me to say it, but I'm gonna go with Spurs to win that one.
Oh wow!
Just because Newcastle with their injuries, Spurs can get the job done. They've shown us that now.
Yeah.
I'm going Spurs to win that one, and that hurts a lot. I immediately got heartburn.
Well, that's probably the monster talking, but I mean, hey, it's 2-2 all day in the chat. I just saw
the draw's fair.
That is probably a very That's probably a good guess, actually. I don't know if that was also about Bayern Munich last night, but I mean, I think if it's not, and that game is going to be 2-2, so I think you're right.
Draw's very fair.
Whether you meant it. Lee Mills says 3-1 Spurs, 2-0 Newcastle from Yeti, but.
Well, that shows how unsure the whole thing is.
Hey, it's like the rules in football. We don't know. The next one's the start of 3 o'clockers. So, guys, if you're following along, Brentford versus Sheffield United. So, Brentford are getting dragged into a little bit of a battle down there in the relegation zone. They're not in the relegation zone, but I mean, a win here for Sheffield United would really put a cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, and I think I like that. Sheffield United definitely showing a lot more fight at the back end of the season, but they're struggling to get the job done.
Yeah.
Did you want me to go first with this one?
Yeah,
because I know it's because I'm leading. If I go first, it gives you an opportunity to kind of.
Don't do that.
I don't.
I could be devil's advocate
because I could be just playing it safe.
Well, I think we've learned devil's advocate is probably led you to win.
Oh, it's all about the devil's advocate,
isn't it?
And for this one, I'm going to go first because otherwise I could just park the bus,
Yeah. Well, Sheffield United drew with Chelsea last week. So
that is true.
They've started to get. They were 3-1 up against Fulham. They drew 3-3.
Yeah.
We got 1-1s in the chat. We got 2-1 Brentford from Mark. What are you going with, Joe?
I'm going to back Brentford for this one. I feel like Sheffield United are showing some fight, but they are also struggling to finish off the job. Brentford, I think, have enough in their tank to get that job done at Sheffield United at home. They should. And I think that will be Brentford.
So I'm definitely going to go with Brentford.
Okay.
Tony had a bit of a week off there. He kind of came off of the bench. Mbuemo.
Yep.
and Wissa, getting back to what they do best.
Well, they used to be prime fantasy football picks.
It sounds bad because I think Tony is a hell of a player, but when he wasn't there and it was Wissa and the Mbeumo show, they seemed a lot better.
Yeah.
That sounds odd because obviously how world-class Tony is, that shouldn't be the case, but I don't know if they just got such a good connection. You can't get all three of them in the team without it being a bit too aggressively attacking. Yeti says Tony has ruined his chances of being picked up by Arsenal in the summer. Potentially, yep. Tom with 2-1 Brentford, so that is the score, official.
Me and Tom, we're like this.
Lee Mills believes Tony might be lazy.
Sometimes that is the case. When you've got like a star forward like that everyone's highlighting, it can be a game changer to have that, but it can also disrupt the team quite a lot. Like we saw that when Kane left Spurs. I know that was a massive loss for Spurs, but you were kind of hoping that would bring the whole team together a bit more and the pressure's off of that one player to do everything.
Yeah, and a good point in the chat from Mark is that Sheffield United's best defender, Robinson, is also injured.
Well, that's not good timing.
It's not good timing. When you got Wissa running at you, I love good old Wissa and Mbeumo. The next game is Burnley versus Brighton.
Okay.
I thought Brighton were quite passive this last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The Burnley, again, similar to the other teams, they're starting to show a little fight. It's a little too late. Definitely too late for Burnley. They seem to keep getting reds as well, and it seems to be a real issue. We got 2-1 Brighton, 2-1 Brighton. It's just... I'm going to have to go. I'm going to go Brighton.
Yeah.
I would like Burnley to potentially get a little couple results.
Yeah.
Mark says Brighton hit or miss at a minute. 3-2 Brighton from Tom. What do you think?
I think Brighton still have the quality. They just let themselves down every now and then. Burnley, way too naive for the Premier League at this point. I think that's a Brighton win all day.
Yeah,
I think they're just too strong. They showed the fight that they are capable of with Liverpool when they started that game strong. And if they can recreate that against Burnley, they should be very comfortable.
Yeah. The next game is Man City Luton. The Man City are coming off of, they kind of demolished Palace eventually.
Yeah.
In that game, they started. I tell you what, Rodri started to make some uncharacteristic mistakes.
Yeah.
It's an odd one. Luton are very good. I think Luton's home form is going to be what's getting them. Their late goal this week. They've got 4 home games to finish the season. I think they might get safe if they can do it. We've got 4-0s coming in the chat from Man City, 5-0, 5-0 Luton from Lee Mills. I genuinely, they've put a lot of effort into that 3-0 Madrid.
Yeah.
I think he might rotate heavily.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he can walk this. Because you got to remember with Man City and Arsenal this week, they have a short week. You know, we've got Villa, they've got Luton. They've got to get back from Madrid today.
Yeah.
They're going to then train Friday, and then they play Saturday.
Yeah.
And then they have off Sunday, then they'll train Monday, then they play Tuesday. So it's a very quick turnaround. So I think he's going to ring the changes.
Yeah.
And that could stifle them.
Yeah.
And Luton could pounce because Luton like to get an early goal away from home.
Yeah.
I do think there could be a goal in it for Luton. I don't know. I really don't think Luton can win that. I'm going to go City win, but I do think there's something brewing there.
Yeah, this is tough. Like, this is one of those games where you don't know whether to go with your heart or your head. Usually I would go with my head, but being as...
Good point from Lee Mills. Luton have got a lot of players out. I thought they put up a real fight against Arsenal. I thought they were real stubborn, which, you know, I think we're the most firing team in the league and we only won 2-0.
Yeah.
And I know we rang the changes as well, and it didn't really threaten us. That was the issue. But I think City could allow them a little more than what we did because I think City will push more men forward.
Yeah, and I think it's a risk for Luton because if you do play against City and don't come in scared, you can get opportunities. They do make mistakes now. I don't know I think Pep said it in a press conference a couple of weeks ago. This isn't the same City I'm used to. We're capable of more mistakes. We're capable of creating problems for ourselves.
Yeah. Well, you look at Chelsea, they had 7 or 8 clear-cut chances against them at the Etihad.
Yeah.
They don't respect teams. And Luton, I don't think, are that team.
No.
But I think, you know, Brentford, they beat Brentford, but Brentford are the kind of team with Mbeumo, Wissa and Tony that if you don't respect them, they can really punish you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Luton can.
I'm going to go with my heart a little bit, and I'm going to say draw. I think this I think this might be an uncharacteristic draw, similar to what Liverpool felt last week. I'm going to go with this. Very much going with my heart.
Yeah, but That'll be very good for us. The next game is Forest versus Wolves. I want you to start this one.
Okay, well, that's a fun game. Both teams very good. Like like we said before, there's a section of the mid-table that is very on and off, like West Ham's, Brighton's, Wolves and Forest are very similar to this.
You say Forest are very good.
They have it in them. I think they have enough in there. This is a fun game, but all day, I know we're not doing scores, but all day this game screams 2-2.
Lee Mills just said 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2. This game is the most 2-2 game I've ever seen on paper. So I'm going to go draw.
Mark says 2-1 Forest. So Joe's going to draw.
Yeah, I'm going to go draw. This would be a good game. Is it? This is a 3:00.
This is a 3:00.
Yeah, that's 2-2 all day.
I'm going to go Forest.
Okay.
Who is it that's just had the 2 extra points?
Everton.
As Everton.
I think it was Everton in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all to play for down there. And I think we all can agree we're positively Luton here as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sophie just got the #1 gifter badge. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you, Sophie.
And became the #2 member on the team. I appreciate it. Sophie, thank you very much. And anyone that's watching this, please spam that like. Just keep pressing that phone just rapidly. Work your finger.
Sophie's doing it.
Yeah, Sophie, I appreciate that. 2-0 Everton is someone just said 2-0 Everton. I don't know. What game is this? Where are we at?
That's the last game. Maybe they're getting ahead of it and they're going 2-0 Everton.
I threw myself there.
Heck yeah.
The 5:30 game is I think a belter, to be honest. It's Bournemouth versus Man United.
Woo!
And if you want 2 more chaotic, I don't know what they're going to do teams, that's the game for you. If you want to see just carnage, this is it. I have no clue what's going to happen in this. This could be anything. I'll tell you this. You see Bruno Fernandes' face a lot in the rain. And so therefore I am predicting rain. Lee Mills 2-1. Mark 2-2. Bournemouth 3-2. Thank you, Yeti, for the likes, and Sophie also.
Are we predicting weather now? Is that a thing?
I'm predicting rain, and I'm predicting a Bournemouth win. These are the games. This is frustrating me. Man United at home. If this was a home game, I'd go Bournemouth are going to win. Yeah. Even though I would pick Man United because they're home. Then when they go away from home, I go, this is an easy slip up because I'd imagine Arsenal would.
Yeah.
And then they'll just beat Bournemouth 3-0, and I go, why did they do that?
Yeah.
But I'm still going to go Bournemouth. Tom said 3-2. Emil says rain and wind, which I also think is a good shout.
That's weird. When Tom said 3-2, I thought we were on the same wavelength, but he went 3-2 Bournemouth.
So also, you're going Man United?
I'm going Man United. And in my head, I know we're not doing scores, but I was going to go 3-2 Man United.
That's very good. I think it'd be a good game. That's the 5:30 game. I think weirdly, the TV games this week, very, very interesting. Yeah. Some weeks you kind of go, this is a bit rotten, like blah, blah, blah. I mean, in TV games, you've got Newcastle Spurs, and you can watch your 3:00 on Gillette. Then you've got Bournemouth versus Man United. And then the next day, we're jumping now to Sunday. We've got Liverpool versus Palace.
Okay.
2:00.
Whoa, Palace.
I think this is just Liverpool. I think Liverpool, I've said it all season. I don't really get Liverpool, and I don't really think they're that good.
Yeah. But
they clearly are. But I don't see it. It's almost... Munich were very similar to them, I thought, last night. It was, 3-1 Liverpool from Tom. It's a high press, but once they're high press, they are so elite.
Yeah.
And what's the word?
Cutthroat.
Yeah, they whip the ball into Gnabry's chest. You take it on his chest, knock it down and knock it past. But it's not, there's no bad touches. Whereas we last night had no pressure and we just knock it out of play by accident. And you just think, I don't know. There's a lot of Liverpool wins coming through here. Palace are poor. I'm definitely going Liverpool. But I think Palace with the new manager, have a defensive nous.
Yeah.
I like that word.
Yeah, I like that manager.
I do. And he's 100% going there saying, sit behind the ball and completely just soak it up.
Yeah.
Liverpool have shown that they will concede goals. I could see Mateta. It's going to be very similar to the City game. Mateta will get away from them and he will potentially get a goal. And I could see Liverpool panicking.
Yeah.
In the chat we think Liverpool upset maybe the 1-1. I would say a draw is a good shout, but I'm going to go Liverpool just to be safe because I need the points. But I think it's going to be a really interesting game.
I think this the previous game,
or Darwin will score 9. You just don't know.
It's similar to when you bet responsibly. I said this to my dad this week. When you bet on Liverpool, they're the easiest / hardest team to bet on. The amount of bets you get where they say Darwin 2 shots on target.
Szoboszlai had 5 shots in the first half against Man United.
He was very attacking. You could bet 1 week on Diaz 2 shots on target. It's Darwin that does it. You could bet 2 shots on target for Salah. Diaz does it. You can never nail it week to week.
Yeah.
And Liverpool are very... Every player on the field has the ability to step up. But in that last game at Selhurst, Palace made hard work for Liverpool early on. Like, very similar to the City game. Yeah. But again, that was at Selhurst. Very different Anfield. Again, do I go heart or head? Because I have the ability to, as I am in the lead a little bit, I'm going to go with my heart again.
Yep.
And I am going to say draw.
Oh, my God.
I think that'll be 2 weeks of drop points for Liverpool.
That'd be nuts. Darwin in the chat has just said Trent is back, Alisson's back, and so is Jota.
Does Trent get in for Conor Bradley?
Conor Bradley. Yeah, Bradley Arnold. Mixing the two.
Yeah. Conor Bradley.
I don't know. I think Trent should be playing midfield, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they found a key there.
He's too good not to play.
Yeah.
I think if Liverpool score early, they win 4-5-0. But if it doesn't, it could get tense. Yeah. That's what I agree. I genuinely believe, and I've said this for a while now, Liverpool are Arsenal last year.
Yeah.
And, the big injuries at key times, overperforming their quality.
Yeah.
Just being a Tavares, absolute vibes, and that's what we're kind of basing everything on. They are just us. There's so many parallels to what they did, including there was 6 or 7 points clear at the top about 3 months ago or 2 months ago. And look where they are now. Yeah. This is Arsenal last year. This is when everyone was saying Arsenal bottled it. And if they were to draw this week, they are officially, in the last 10 games, we started to draw games, like the Man United game for them. And if they drew to Palace, this is what we drew at Southampton at home, West Ham away. Liverpool away. We started to really drop those points. I really believe Liverpool might be Arsenal of last year, or they'll prove everyone wrong and they'll win it and they'll do what Arsenal couldn't do last year.
Well, hopefully they are us of last year and we're City of last year.
It would be very helpful. But what all this means is probably City will just jump above everyone and win it. I keep saying that by the end of the season, there's a chance one team will win the league and we'll go, do you remember there was a title race?
Yeah.
But I must admit, it's getting close now to a point where I don't know if that can happen because after this weekend, there's 6 games left.
Yep.
There's a chance we all win.
Yep.
And there's a goal difference holding there's a point between 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
With 6 games remaining.
Yeah.
But 6 games is also 18 points. And someone might get 8 points from those and someone might get 18. So it might look massive. But I mean, it's going to be so scary.
I did predict a couple of weeks ago and I'm going to stick by it. I do believe we'll win the league on goal difference. I do believe that little run of games we had is the difference maker. And there's a reason it happened. If you believe in fate, I believe there's a reason we did that. And the goal difference will come into play.
Let's hope. The next game is West Ham Fulham. I don't want to spend much time on this.
Okay.
Very hit or miss both these sides.
Yeah.
Really liked Fulham for a period there.
Yeah.
West Ham have been really amazing for periods and then not winning for 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
Very weird team. I'm going to go draw.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same. Draw. This has draw written all over it. I feel like there's a lot of draws this week from my predictions, but we had a week like that last week. There was a lot of draws, and I feel like this is another draw week.
I'm going to jump over Super Sunday, which is Arsenal at 4:30, and go straight to Chelsea-Everton. Leave
Chelsea always play Monday Night Football.
Chelsea have played a lot of Monday Night Football, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're not in Europe.
Potentially.
So when Europe's about, they're the easiest team to kind of push close to the European week.
I feel like I see Stamford Bridge under the lights a lot.
Well, you've got to think Liverpool also have a short week this week because they have Europa League on the Thursday. Similar to City, whereas we have got an extra day's rest on everyone.
Yeah.
And then we're playing Sunday and we have Monday off, Tuesday training, and then Wednesday back.
Maybe on Monday we should just take a quick trip to Dubai just to...
But the last game is Chelsea-Everton. What do you think?
Chelsea-Everton. Tough. We hammer home so often about Chelsea's potential.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they showed a very quick snippet of it against Man United last week. But you can only do that so many times. And to drop points against, was it Sheffield United?
Yeah.
When they were in the lead.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Chelsea have got to be one of the weirdest teams. This year's Chelsea team might be one of the weirdest Premier League teams of all time.
Yeah, and Everton are fighting, obviously, against the point deductions. Things like that come into play a lot. Again, if I'm following my pattern here, I'm going to say a draw. Just because I don't know. Chelsea could show up. Chelsea might not show up. I hope for Chelsea's sake they do, which is a weird thing to say as an Arsenal fan, but I'm a big fan of what the potential they have.
I'd say this though, Everton, last time they got a point deduction, they went on like a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah.
And then haven't won since that.
That's what I mean. I think they've got that fight, and Chelsea are a bit naive. But that tells me draw. I think both teams are going to cancel each other out. We've got a little.
Oh yeah, I got to do that. We get a little puzzle that comes in the chat after an hour.
They like to keep us on our toes.
I think I got that wrong as well.
If you could see this, that would.
I don't think they can.
A great add to the TikTok is the little game we have to play.
So Joe's going a draw.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to go Chelsea.
I've got a lot of draws this week.
Yeah, we've gone opposite on a lot, so
yeah,
it could be a nice week to.
I've also gone with my heart on a couple as well, which is terrifying.
And the last game this week is Arsenal versus Villa. It's the 4:30 Sunday game. It's a big one. We really struggled away from home with Villa.
Yeah,
Villa have definitely shown that they're an Unai Emery side.
Yeah,
so we could easily win this 3-0. Or he could really masterclass us. I really don't know. Tom's gone with 4-0. It's a really what's that?
Wait, the thing is with Tom, if you don't know, is we have to go with what he says just because he has done it. So I'm going to leave that in my head, at the back of my mind, ready for my prediction.
Yeah, we obviously we're both going to go Arsenal.
Yeah,
but we'll get to the game now because we have to put the good vibes out into the world.
I've gone with my heart heavily this week.
I really, if you've listened to the podcast, with Gunners Are Us podcast, iTunes and Spotify, every single week, I explain how I'm not that confident Arsenal are going to win the league in any way. Last year, I never once thought we were going to win the league, even when we had 8-point lead with 12 games remaining.
Yeah.
I still assumed City would just overtake us, and they did. And then I was like, but at least we're good again. This year, I was like, as long as we're as good as last year, and we're actually in some kind of title race with 15 games to go, I'd be quite happy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if it would happen. The fact that there's 7 games remaining and we're top again, is I just didn't expect that to happen.
No.
And we're better than last year.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're slowly making improvements every year, but as an Arsenal fan, I don't know if it's because I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I've not once I've allowed myself once on the way to work.
Yeah.
I imagined Arteta and Odegaard lifting the trophy, and then I've upset myself because I was like, we're not going to see this, are we?
Yeah.
So why have I now allowed myself to imagine it? But there's not one part of me other than that one moment where I think we're going to win the league or the Champions League or anything. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because when you think about it, and I say this as well with NFL and other things, one team will have a good year this year. Everyone else will have a bad year.
Yeah.
Yeah, people could say, well, safety's a good year for certain teams or top 6. Of course. But for us, people expected us to get top 4 this year. Not last year, but we did. But this year, they expect top 4. We're going to probably get that, touch wood. So it's kind of, if we were to win the league this year and then we'd be bad for 5 years, I wouldn't take that.
No.
Whereas if we could be good for the next 5 years, but we don't win the league this year, I would take that.
Yeah.
Even if I can't guarantee any titles in that time. If I could have, like Liverpool's really good 5 years with Klopp he had 3 years of kind of rebuilding them and then 5 amazing years. If we can have that now, and this was the first 2 years, the 5 years that we're going to enjoy, I'll take that, even if we can't guarantee trophies. Because the important thing about football is getting to enjoy your team week to week.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to have a good year and then be bad for ages. I want to enjoy football each and every week. And I want to watch Bayern Munich Arsenal next year and the year after that. I don't want this was like what Newcastle had. They got to enjoy PSG at Newcastle, but then they come 8th.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy our football. And I enjoy watching us. I enjoy our players. It's the most kind of likable team we've had in a long time as far as a fan goes. This is what it's all about. So I don't really mind not getting ahead of myself because there's no guarantees.
Yeah.
If you look at Opta, we're the 3rd favorite still, even though we're top.
Yeah.
And that's because when you look at the games, Liverpool should be, Liverpool have the easiest run in, but they're the least not clinical. I don't know what the team, least probably polished of the 3.
Yeah.
But they should win. They're good enough to win all those games comfortably, but they're also chaotic enough to draw a couple. City are robotic, but starting to show signs of malfunction at times, which could cost them. Arsenal look so strong. If I wasn't an Arsenal fan, I would be comfortably saying Arsenal will win the league.
Yeah.
Because they are the best. But then you watch the Bayern Munich game last night and we start making weird mistakes. You go, oh, it's still in them.
Yeah.
And these next 6-7 games, we could go and just lose 2-0 to Villa at home. And you go, So because I know all that, I just excited for next year, really.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going to happen. But I don't know if that's like a little monologue just to kind of put my head in perspective. But I'm not allowing myself to get anywhere ahead. I'm just happy we're in a title race and in a quarterfinal, and we're not out of the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
We're firmly in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And if you had said that to me at the start of the season, that we'd be in a second leg where it's 0-0 essentially against Bayern Munich, with 7 games to go, we're in a title race with 2 other teams.
Wild.
And we're top of it.
It's wild.
I would have said, I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean,
because I assumed last year was just a fluke almost.
Well, yeah, like you said, last season did feel like a fluke. It did feel, because we weren't sure yet. We weren't sure if it was just overachieving and we were going to not bounce back. But it's proven now. It's solid. There's a game plan in place. It might not be this season that we win anything. It might be next season. It might be the season after that. And I'm much happier knowing that we can enjoy the ride much more than the destination at this point. Albeit, I'd take the destination. And like you said, you could. Last season, I couldn't picture us lifting anything. And I think it was because it was so early and we were ahead of schedule on everything. I couldn't see it. This season, I can definitely see it more. I can see that group of players actually lifting something. And Mark said in the chat, would you take third and the Champions League, or would you take the league and go out to Bayern next week?
Either one, I'm happy with.
Either one. I would take the league. Like, for me, I think the league is the hardest thing to win.
I think league's the important one because it's so hard to best people over 38 games. I just want to reiterate, I think it was Mark in the chat. Let's check it. Ben in the chat said Liverpool are the most, in quotations, polished, because I said that. Arsenal are because we haven't won anything. Yeah, that's a good point. It's true. I meant more kind of week-to-week play. They seem the most, maybe it's just not as pleasing on the eye. And I'm kind of being fooled by that. But I mean that. Obviously, Liverpool, been there, done it. Yeah. They've done it once. But yeah, well, that's the other thing we've got to remember. In 30 years, they've done it once.
They do have that aura about them, though. I noticed it.
But I mean, they also like this, we have to also look at Man City versus Liverpool rivalry.
Yeah.
Has led to Liverpool winning the league once, coming second twice, and then coming much further off. So they're a little inconsistent with that as far as, a direct rival of Man City.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I think even if let's say we come third in the end this season, that's a place below what we came last year. So on paper, that would look like we've digressed.
Yeah. But
I'd say as an overall journey, I think even if we come third this season, what we've shown this season is much more positive.
And you got to remember as well, like Jay Gunner said, is the fact that we're disappointed with the draw with Bayern.
Yeah,
shows you that we've made an improvement.
Yeah.
And that is exactly true. And also, I think we have to remember, being in the Champions League this late and a title race takes a lot of a toll.
Yeah.
Last year, we were pretty much just in the league.
Yeah.
And we still couldn't go over the line. But this year, a lot of teams then get Champions League and then they go so hard the Champions League, they drop out of the league.
Yeah.
We've managed to do the both, which is a massive step up because that's only the top teams that are able to, go a little further in the Champions League as well as in the title race. So I'm very happy with it. I think overall it's going to be good. I think we're going to make massive improvements in the summer again.
Yeah.
And barring any crazy injuries, touch wood, we should be not in a title race next year necessarily, but I mean, we should be good.
Yep.
And that's all you can hope for, especially with Klopp leaving.
Yeah.
Liverpool might drop off a little bit. City need improvement. I think Kovacic down from Gundogan.
Yeah.
Just when you look at that, I think they definitely became a lesser team this year.
Yeah.
And again, not this time last year, but I mean, 3 or 4 weeks ago, this time last year, everyone was saying City, they're coming back into it, but I mean, are they good? And then they won a treble.
Yeah.
And they're still in for a treble. And they could easily win another treble. And we all go, how did that even happen again?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think as long as our Arsenal team don't show signs of naivety going forward now, even if we don't win the league or the Champions League, as long as they don't show signs of naivety and they just get outplayed, let's say, that is a step up.
And annoyingly, the 2 signs of naivety we've seen is Porto away, first leg, when we rushed for a counter-attack in the 95th minute and got stung with a goal, nearly cost us. And then last night, we got done with essentially 2 bits of bad defending, naivety. They sat back and just pounced on any kind of counter-attack. And when you look at City away this year and stuff, we could have easily have gone for a draw last night.
Yeah.
And they obviously were being aggressive and tried to get a win, but it didn't work out. And then away from home, maybe now we're going to get a little bit, sneaky.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to do what they did. Maybe we're going to sit back and try and counter. I don't know. But it's all to play for. We're in a quarterfinal still. We're in the run in. And thank you to everyone in the TikTok as well. Loads of comments, loads of likes and follows. Thank you for that. And also follow us on iTunes and Spotify. If you're just joining us and you're kind of wondering if we've talked about the Saka pen, we did quite a lot of it in the first half of this. So later on today, iTunes and Spotify, Gunners Are Us podcast, go download it. We got into all of that earlier on.
Yeah.
So that's it, really. It's been an interesting week. I'm very jet lagged still. I do feel tired.
It's a weird one.
But I've enjoyed it. And
welcome home.
Yeah, welcome home. I've enjoyed the season generally. And it's just so nice as well because we've got football this time. We've got Champions League tonight. This weekend, full. Like I said, all the games on TV are good.
Yeah.
There's football Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then next Tuesday, Champions League. Wednesday, Champions League. Then we're back again at the weekend. So it's really enjoyable at the minute. Make sure you're watching all the football you can. And make sure you download the pod and follow us on TikTok.
How fun is it, though, that we started a podcast at such a positive time for us?
I know, yeah, it worked out nicely for us. Have you got an outro?
I do.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, is my mouse working? That's the question.
That's always the question.
I don't think my mouse is working. One sec. Connection lost. Otherwise, it won't be a very smooth ending, will it? Do you know what I mean? I need connection. Where are you?
Well, it gives me a little bit more time to.
No, we're good.
Think over my.
I can press stop now. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go.
This Sunday, at the watering hole known as the Emirates, the Lions will try and sneak up on the Gazelles that are Arsenal. But what they don't know is the watering hole is filled with prime hydration. And in the bushes behind these gazelles is 60,000 other gazelles ready to sing North London forever and send the Lions back to their pride. Come on, Arsenal!